I'm a business owner. So my ideal partner I want to have a business with. Like, what do you mean?
Guys
Men
don't care about that.
either.
And I don't care what they care about. That's just what I want.
Okay, well,
But-
you just said earlier that you don't cook and you don't clean.
No, because I don't think when the default goes for women to cook and clean in a relationship, then I think that's also why so many people are struggling in relationships, because that's labor. So compared to women's labor, compared to men's labor, if he takes care of all the bills, it's still 5 jobs compared to his.
No.
Erroneous.
I strongly disagree,
Go to
considering that
work.
my
Why can't
husband's
they
a blue
both
collar
clean?
worker. My husband does blue collar work, and what I do at home is nothing compared to what he does outside the house.
Okay.
And wait, you have 2 kids, right?
Yep.
2 kids. 1 kid,
That's already
2
a lot.
kids.
Yeah.
One.
And what does your husband do for work?
Oh, he does construction.
What kind of? Can you be detailed?
Before years, about maybe 5-6 years ago, he was doing exterior work, which is everything that you see outside of Las Vegas, all over the buildings, is what he did.
You're from Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like
Does he do heavy machinery, or is he more?
Forklift, boom lifts, all kinds of lifts.
Okay.
So is he like putting like the stuff on the
The
wall,
panels,
like the bricks, and
everything
stuff?
that you see, the panels and all of
Oh,
that.
so all
yeah.
the designs and
Yeah.
everything. That's super cool.
And mind you, he does it all year round. He didn't just do, like, this is out in the sun. So
yeah,
he's doing
Vegas ain't no
Vegas.
joke.
Yeah.
Vegas
It's
ain't no
hot.
joke.
It's hot.
So to
Too
me,
hot.
him doing what he's doing, coming home baked, looking like a freaking lobster, I'm not gonna complain about what I do at home.
And he
which is-
supports the whole family. Huh? He supports the whole family.
Absolutely.
I think
does
that's fair
all of
then.
that stuff. And all I'm doing is, what am I doing? Cooking, cleaning.
Yeah.
I keep my house clean every day.
You
I don't
don't
have to
work.
worry about
What
that.
if you were?
don't work?
No.
You're just like taking care. You're a homemaker.
Yes.
What if you were
get-
working too? Like, would you want him to also clean and cook too?
He offers, but I tell him, hell no. Sit your ass down.
Yeah.
Do not do a thing. You were just out there for like 12, 14, 16, sometimes 18 or more hours.
Oh, dang.
Why am I going to make him do all that? That would make no sense for me.
Yeah.
To make him do
W.
any sort of house chore.
W. Latrice. And so he frequently works. Like, how many hours per week would you say he works typically?
On average, anywhere between 60 to 80 hours a week.
Damn.
Insane.
Again,
That's a lot.
do not lift a finger in the house.
Can you share his take home? What's his take home?
What do you mean?
Pay.
He doesn't usually like me to say
You don't have
Just
to. You don't
enough.
have
He
to.
makes enough.
He makes enough for all 4 of us, for me and the kids. We'll put
Okay.
it this way: like, he knows that I like nice things.
He takes care of you.
I'll tell you right now. My anniversary gift was a new car.
Come on, man. Seriously, this is what modern women do. That's why you're not married. This is disingenuous. This is why you're getting divorced in relationships. This is why relationships are failing, because you're disingenuous. The woman is married with 2 kids trying to tell you it don't work that way. And you sitting up there arguing with her. Oh, I don't care about what he care about. Are you slow? Do you hear yourself?
Because here's the problem. Here's the problem with modern marriage from a man's perspective, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Most of the marriages I know, okay, the man provides financially. He protects, right? He, he's also there to be part of the family dynamic, taking care of kids, doing the things that he can do. What does the woman bring? She brings love, affection, a little bit of sweetness at the end of the day. She brings, taking care of kids. Okay. If you get divorced, every single thing on that side of the man equation, he can be compelled to do by the power of the state. And if he fails to do it, they can put him in jail. Nothing on that other side, the female side, is enforceable at law.
That black man caused me to be very defensive in how I pursue and maneuver with relationships.
How does a man make you be something?
Through experience.
So
through
a man can make you feel something that's inside of your body.
yes, and people do this every day to other people. What do you think stress is called?
When people show you who they are, D, believe that nigga. Don't fall in love with the potential of what this man may be. Fall in love with who that man has shown you who he is. Because that's what you're getting. Okay? I think a lot of times women try to draft for the upside of a man, like, oh, he has the potential to be an NBA All-Star. No, you need to go sign an All-Star if you want. If that's what you want as an All-Star, go sign an All-Star. I think a lot of times women think that, oh, well, if I draft this guy fresh out of high school, he's going to become LeBron James. No, you need to believe people when they show you who they are. That way you will never have a problem and wasted years of your life dealing and submitting to the wrong man. He been showing your ass he been showing you he wasn't consistent. He been showing you he wasn't a protector and a provider. He been showing you that. In your situation, that man, he been showing your ass that he ain't going for that. He been showing you that he gonna do certain things and certain things he's not. And I think a lot of times women, they be dreamers and they think like, oh, well, you know, he has the potential to be. No, baby, that is as is. Just like when you buy a used car, it's a used nigga, as is. As soon as you take that off the lot, that's what you got. And these women think these coming back with money back guarantees. No, ma'am. Okay, this is a Bentley and my goddamn engine light is on. That's what I am. I'm a check engine light Bentley. Now, if you think that I'm going to turn into a Nissan, a Ford Ranger, you're delusional. I done told you I'm a check engine light Bentley. Now, we can work on the check engine light, but I'm always going to be a Bentley. And I think if women started doing that, they would not be in these diabolical, toxic relationships because of the fact that you knew what you had when you got it.
Look, I got mine. You can go on the website, GoliathXXL.com, and get yours today. Free trial. You put it on your tongue like that. Hold that there for like 30 seconds.
Has anyone else seen this clip online before? It's this girl in high school talking about some free to nipple, so she wears like you see the shirt, and she pours water on herself. I gotta cut it right here because I got you. Anyway, there's people online saying she's right, yada yada yada, why is it that boys can show their nipples and girls can't? My thing is this, is it not weird to anybody that there's people online advocating for teenage girls to be able to show their nipples to the public? Is no one, like, is that not weird to anybody else? Like, if you're an adult woman, you're like, I should be able to go outside without a shirt on, yada, yada, yada. Nipples aren't that serious as an adult woman. Sure. Who cares? Right? But to advocate that teenage girls should be able to show their nipples in public, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And I feel like you're on the wrong side. Like, I'm sure a lot of people mean well, but you're accidentally advocating for the PDFs. Like, you know that, right? Like, you know that's what you're doing. It's kind of like advocating that girls should be able to wear short shorts to school. It's like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird to say. That's a really weird thing.
And either way, that is where the men become great. Because when men are alone, they are literally alone. A lot of men now are reporting to not even have one friend in their life. And yet, when a man is able to self-impose that and decide that this is where he is at and use that space to forge himself in the sacred solitude, he becomes great. He goes through the fire to become the man he's supposed to be. Nobody cares about that process. No one sees him. He is alone. Women don't care about that process. Women want the men to just be the men, show up as the men. They don't care about the hardship that you went through as a man. They just want to see the results. That is the fundamental difference between men and women. That is why you never, ever look to women for moral guidance, for guidance in any form, safety, structure, or any of it. They can't possibly maintain it because they live in a completely different reality than you.
Comment the word waitlist or link in bio if you're ready to become a better man.
And, you know, kind of to his point, a lot of modern women, and I've talked about this before, what they'll do is they'll continue to roll down this road of coping. It's just a coping mechanism. It doesn't mean that just because, oh, well, I've got a social network to support me, that doesn't mean that they're supporting you correctly. It just means that you have somebody to talk to you through whatever you're going through. It doesn't mean that what they're saying is right. It doesn't mean that what they're saying is healthy. It just means that they're talking to you. a lot of these modern women, and like he said, are getting bad advice. And you're coming out worse. You think you're getting better, but when you come out on the other side, you've actually not learned anything, but a lot of toxic stuff.
So this shit crazy.
This woman puts a tripod in the middle of a walkway in the locker room, then gets upset when someone walks through a video, to the point where she says that girl is jealous of her for going and reporting her to the management of Planet Fitness. What's even crazier, she says there's no restrictions on filming in this part of the gym. You see those things in the background? Those are called lockers. You're in a locker room in North Carolina. It is literally illegal to film in the locker room. So let's recap. 1, no one is jealous of you. 2, you're an entitled narcissist. 3, that literally committed a crime by filming in the locker room. Planet Fitness should kick your ass out. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
So let's nip this man versus bear conversation in the bud right now. The question is, would you rather be in the forest alone with a man or a bear? Not a rapist or a bear. What percentage of men do y'all think are rapists? That's what's really getting to me, because y'all make it seem like it's a 50-50% chance. Like, oh, he might be me, he might not. Have you lost your mind? And before y'all answer that in the comments, because it is a question and I do want an answer, what percentage of men do y'all think are rapists? And when you answer, I want you to put it in the form of a sentence of the men that are in your life. So that way we can bring this back to reality. So I want you to say, of my 3 brothers, 2 of them are. Of my 6 male cousins, 3 of them are. Of my 5 male friends, 2 of them are. I want you to give me those numbers. And I think about this in real life because I have brothers in real life. And if somebody out there chose to be in the forest with a bear as opposed to one of my brothers because you thought there was even a chance that one of them might rape you, bitch, fight me right now. No, fight me right now.
How many of those men are grabbing me off the street, even outside? I mean, it's fantastic framing of it. But how many of those men are grabbing me up off the street? It'd have to be every other man grabbing me off the street. Every other man not even grabbing me off the street. Ogling me. Maybe putting their hands on me. Maybe trying to bump into me with the intention of making contact with me to, kind of fill me up, to SA me, even in the broadest sense of the word. The men are not even on the same side of the sidewalk. They're not even in the same direction or path. So how can they be dangerous? Literally, I mean, modern women are saying this type of stuff and they sound dumb.
The best strategy to have harmonious conversations, to never ever fight ever again. You never have to have a fight ever again. You have disagreements, but you never have to fight ever again if you start off your conversation with praise.
Now tell me what that looks like in essence, because for some people that could look like...
Give me a scenario and we'll role play.
Not being helpful, not feeling like I'm getting enough help in the home, the chores.
Okay. So if my husband, let's say I hate doing the dishes, which is true because I like my nails look a certain way. I'd have to acknowledge that he does help around the house in some manner. It may not be to the degree that I want. So prior to me speaking to my husband, I'm spending time with the Lord. I'm working on dismantling the lies that I'm telling myself so that when I have the conversation, I don't say things like never or you always. Because that got to come out my system. That's not his to bear. But by the time I come to my husband, I should have already feel so loved and so blessed because I rehearsed in my mind all the things he did well. Because my brain doesn't know that it didn't happen in real time. My brain thought that it happened right in the moment that I was thinking it.
I'm with you.
So when I speak to him, I'm going to esteem him. And I'm going to speak to him in a way that affirms what I love that he does so well. And then it'll be followed up by, is there any chance you can also help me out with the dishes as I do XYZ? So that he knows that I'm not passing something over to him by being lazy. But
And if a lot more modern women did this, I think they'd be a little bit more successful. All of those women talking about, I had to leave the good man. If they was doing this, instead of ruminating, instead of thinking over and over again about what he ain't doing, what he ain't giving me, thinking about how you're going to approach the situation versus how you're going to leave it.
3 younger sisters accused me of SA and grape. You guys want to hear this story? I've never told it to anybody. So a long time ago, when I was probably 10, 11 years old maybe, one day my 3 sisters told police that I had SA'd and graped them. And my mother never hit me until that day. I still remember I was sitting down at the kitchen table just doing homework, and then all of a sudden she came in and just started wailing on me. And I couldn't understand why. But she told me, you SA'd your sisters. Now, I was a little kid at the time, had no idea what that even really meant, but I was like, I've never hurt my sisters or anything like that. I don't know what's going on. My mother flat out told me, she's like, I'm going to put you on a lie detector test, and I swear to God, if you fail that test, you are out of this house. She bought 4 polygraph tests. She found a polygrapher, bought 4 tests. 3 for my sisters, 1 for me. 3 of those tests failed. 1 passed. I'll let you guys deduce what happened there. When it came time to go to court, turns out the polygraph tests weren't even admissible in court. I don't even remember how that whole thing ended, to be honest. It was so long ago. We were all minors at the time, so I'm sure it's sealed. Has no real impact on my life today, but it's something I went through. Now, why did they do this, you might ask? So my sisters went to live with their father, who is different from my father. That man married a woman named Cheryl, and this woman hated my mother so much that she decided, I'm going to hurt this woman by hurting her son. So she basically brainwashed my sisters and coerced them into telling police and investigators that I had done that to them. Well, I didn't. Now, my 3 sisters never could bring themselves to apologize to me. To this day, I have no relationship with them. It is what it is.
This story is wild, and obviously that man has a very good attitude about it. He's probably worked through it for years since he was so young when it happened. But this is exactly why there should be punishment for false reporting. And even when it's a minor and it's an adult that is coercing them into false reporting, that woman should have been held accountable. At the very least, it should have been seen as essentially abusive towards those little girls for that woman to influence them that way. It's really so sad on so many levels because the girls were so young. For them not to eventually come to him as adults and apologize and take that accountability, even though they were children at the time, that just tells me that they were not taught right even after that point moving forward. But honestly, I'm not surprised because that's the culture we live in. You can falsely accuse somebody one day and then the next day just live on your life like normal, while that man ends up having his life potentially ruined. Thankfully, in this case, that man feels like he didn't really have any impact on his current life, but at the very least, it did divide his relationship between him and his sisters, which is still pretty devastating.
Brandon, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Yeah, basically, I think the eyebrows drawn on a little thick to my liking. And then, like, she said she's 41, I would have gave her a little more than 41. Probably the persona, she looked like, you know, she's mature and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I just made 40 myself. But, then it's just like the fitness statement. I know I'm not the most fit person. But I've dealt with that in the past. And when I work out with a lot of women, they can't keep up with me in the gym. But they really want somebody to just look fit that ain't really like got the stamina. I got the stamina. And when something I judge about women, not judging, I know you got your waist trainer on, so I can't really tell your fitness level. But the little, you know, right there, that's gonna tell it every time. So like you ain't all that fit to be saying you need somebody to be fit like that. I just gotta keep it real.
I have no waist trainer on.
You're right. Oh, my bad.
No waist trainer.
I'm just used to it.
And my brows are not drawn on. These are my brows.
My bad. It's still not my type. My bad.
There's a lot going on here. A lot. A whole lot. Listen, I understand where you're coming from, but you gotta slow down.
I always expect a woman to betray you. Not because they're bad, but because their loyalty belongs to their feelings. The second she feels off, she's gone. The second her emotions shift, you're a stranger. You think she left because you messed up. She left because your fantasy expired. You stopped giving her that which she imagined. Women don't love you. They love the version of you that they created in their own emotions. And when that feeling dies, so do you. If you understand what I'm saying, and you followed me this far, drop David in the comments and hit that subscribe button.
You don't even have a successful relationship. How are you giving women advice on dating? Now, I said I wasn't going to say nothing, but I'm going to just go ahead and say something. Real quick, would you sign up to take a fitness class with a fat trainer? I didn't think so. Oh, would you take a financial literacy class with a person that is homeless living underneath an overpass? I didn't think so. So why would you listen to Dr. Bryant give you relationship advice and she's not even married? You don't even have a successful relationship. How are you giving women advice on dating? You don't have kids. You talking about you want to do a geriatric pregnancy. That's all well and fine, but you're focusing on your career. You should only talk about career. You shouldn't even be talking about relationship shit, bitch, because you're not in a relationship. You haven't been married. How is this even possible? It's like the blind leading the blind. That's equivalent to taking singing lessons from somebody that can't even sing. It's delusional.
Deeper? Like, should we go deep? When's the last time you cried?
Yeah. You trying to cry now?
No, I lost my best friend this year, so it's still been a hard thing for me.
I'm so sorry.
Like, you made me think about it.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Can we give him a hug?
Wait, is that allowed?
Can we give him a group hug? Oh my gosh.
Group hug?
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
I feel so bad.
Get the tissues.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
It's hard. I'm not gonna joke. How's my brother?
Damn, whose question was that? No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
And then I was just like mildly uncomfortable, which is nothing against him. Yeah.
Fifth, we have West at 7 points.
7 is crazy.
In fourth,
this is what women wanted. Physical attractiveness, he's number 2, but overall attractiveness at the very bottom because he's exactly what women say they want. In touch with his emotional side, able to show softness and vulnerability, yet the second a man does that, they immediately think that he's gross and weird and uncomfortable. Understand something, there's actually been a scientific study done. Men and women were brought together and asked, what do they find attractive? Both parties were shown pictures of things they said they were attracted to. 80% of the men got aroused by the things they said aroused them. More than half of the women only got aroused by the exact opposite. The things that they said they were attracted to didn't turn them on at all, but the exact opposite thing was what made their pussy wet. There's a reason why God made man the leaders. And that is all I'll say to address that. But men, you need to stop allowing mindless rats to dictate how you feel about things. Just chill out. Understand that this is how a woman works. If she says anything, automatically assume it's a lie. Women have no understanding of how to have proper thoughts.
Do you also have like a price list or something?
I do.
So this is if you're, I guess, dating a guy.
Yeah. I have a higher
You
price
charge-
list though too. I have 2 different
You have
lists.
to, oh, you should have sent us the higher one. the
Okay, this is the
old
lower one. I
Liking-
redid it.
Can you read each of those options for the
Yeah, if you
audience?
like a girl's video, see, this is how my prenup would look too, by the way. But if you like a girl's photo or video, $50 per like. If you DM a girl, it's $100. If you're caught in a lie, $200. If you're best friends with a girl, $500 each.
Oh shit.
If you unblock, no, if you want to be unblocked, it's $1,000.
Oh,
And texting an ex is $2,000. It depends on tax brackets. There's 2 different ones.
I charge next photo though. Normalize charging men for in
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah,
That's actually a good idea.
Yes,
I love
no,
that.
I believe
I'm
it.
for
The only because see, men respect money more than women. So I feel like if you hold them accountable,
Hold on, men
and you put a
respect
price on something. Yeah, because like once you hold them accountable, you're like, no, like I'm not gonna let you get away with this. Then I think that they'll actually like listen.
So how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Is that a real 6'2" or a man 6'2"?
You know, men, y'all add inches.
I'm not understanding what's going on here.
So did your doctor say that you were 6'2"?
Or did he say 5'11"?
So let's say I am 5'11".
Okay.
What are we talking about?
We want to know your height. Just answer the question.
Right,
If it's 6'2", it's 6'2".
I know, but I mean, I want to know like where we're going with this.
Well, one, she's a taller woman.
She is.
Correct. 6 feet. And so she also loves to wear heels. So now we're adding a few inches.
6'3", 6'4".
Is that something that, you know, like some men are weird about that?
Oh, so your question is do I mind her height?
No. Our question is, how tall are you? It's really lighthearted. We were just asking how tall you are. That's it.
Okay, but it's the same answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not mad at it.
Thank you. Let's say that I am 5'11". What's the issue? There is no issue. You're trying to create a problem where there is not one. And you wonder why you're single and you can't find a man.
One of the most important resources for which women transact their opportunity is attention. And today, I'm going to be talking about how this particular resource, attention, leads to all kinds of strange power dynamics in the context of modern relationships. I'm going to say this as clearly and directly as possible. Is the most reinforcing thing you can give to a man, and attention is the most reinforcing thing you can give to a woman. Can't make it any simpler than that. And this is really important to deeply consider, as it means that each has the ability to really influence the behavior of the other. For instance, women could actually significantly change male behavior on like the population level. They would just have to fuck the men who do the things that women insist they want them to do. You hear this all the time in modern culture. Women want men who are, say, emotionally available, or men with green flags, or men who make an effort. But here's the thing. Women don't fuck these men, and men know this.
I'm 30 years old and I couldn't be more uninterested in marriage and dating. I've done so much on my own that I'm genuinely unimpressed by the population of men that we have to date. I have not met one person that has made my life significantly easier, because I firmly believe that when you get into a partnership with a man, a woman never benefits. I did the move in with a guy thing and I like daydreamed about it my entire life, and I didn't. I was like, ew, like this is literally like free labor and also like free S work. The thing is, for me, I'm hyper independent. Like I have literally lived in 5 different cities by the time I was 30, and I moved every single time by myself. I also bought a place when I was 25, a mortgage on my own. I know how to do electrical work. I know how to patch drywall. Like as long as I have a YouTube video, I'm good. I own my own business. I set up an LLC. I'm literally doing all these things. And when a man is literally trying to pen pal with me just to be casual, like it gives me the ick, because of what do you have to offer? Oh, you paid for my dinner. Oh, you paid for my drinks. You paid for my trip. Okay, like I can do that myself. The appeal is not there. Unless a man is truly making my life significantly easier, I would rather be single than be in bad company.
This one's going to get me into a lot of trouble, but I'm going to say it. This is exactly why so many men want to date younger, because of the attitude that you all have. You think that you get a little bit of success and you are far beyond anyone else. You are way better than what a man is, and he can't do anything to better your life. That kind of attitude is a complete turnoff to a man, because he doesn't want to have to feel like he inserts himself into your life and then has to fight and convince you to like him. He wants you from the start to be interested and to like want a man in your life. He doesn't want to have to be fighting this uphill battle, because that's a losing battle. What end up happening if he continues to fight that fight is that he will be used up as much as you can use him, and then he will be tossed to the side because he's never going to be good enough for you. It is also another great reason to send this TikTok to any man that you're potentially interested in or is interested in you, and then he can see your red flags from the start. I think that would be a fair call.
So what's your requirement for like your ideal man?
Has to be taller than me. I'm 5'7".
How would you feel if a guy said he has a weight requirement?
I think that's disrespectful. I think that shouldn't be a thing.
A man doesn't have to open the car door for me, but he can, if he wants to. And I'll choose the one who wants to. A man doesn't have to stop liking other ladies' photos, but he can, if he wants to. And I'll choose the one who wants to. A man doesn't have to have money in his bank account, but he can, if he wants to. And I'll choose the one who wants to. A man doesn't have to hold my hand in public, but he can, if he wants to. And I'll choose the one who wants to. A man doesn't have to stop communicating with his exes, but he can, if he wants to. and I'll choose the one who wants to. Follow Gurmanova for more videos about Slavic women.
And recently there was somebody who did a video similar to this. And I think the general feedback on it was you're having all of these things that you're talking about while providing nothing in return. All of these stipulations, but then giving nothing back. We circle all the way back around to those things are great, but now what do you bring to the table? What is it that you're doing? I found a man that can open a car door, that will hold my hand in public. I'm going to choose a man that does all of those things. And guess what? A man is going to choose somebody that's going to cater to him, that's going to cooperate with him, that's going to get on his schedule, that's going to be on his time. But that's where it all blows up, doesn't it? That's where all of these modern women get upset. I just can't see myself doing it. I just don't. All of a sudden, I don't know how to be of assistance anymore.
We're 140 times, not 140%, 140 times more likely to be responsible for the death of a child in their home than the child's own genetic father. So we have all of these perceptions that fathers are dangerous and, there's abuse within biological homes. There can be. But there's no improvement with any other form of family structure. We have been so accustomed to say that biology doesn't matter, love makes a family. Or kids don't need a mom and dad, they just need two parents. Or if the adults are happy, the kids will be happy. Well, if all of those things are true, then children who are living with their mother and her cohabiting boyfriend would be doing great because they've got two parents, the adults are happy, they even have a mother and a father figure. So I challenge people. Google the words mother's boyfriend right now. What are all the returns?
Right, so I'm going to scroll over to the news section on Google and let's see. First page, mother denied parole after boyfriend killed infant in 2015. Oh, wow, so she was dating somebody with an infant. Mom's boyfriend charged after girl to beaten to death in South Philly. Mom's boyfriend accused of beating 2-year-old daughter to death in Philly. All right, that's the same story. Son's mother's boyfriend after altercation between mother and boyfriend. So I'm guessing that's a violent situation. So here's another interesting one. Mom, boyfriend accused of lying about 11-year-old girl's death in order to continue receiving SNAP benefits. Wow, that's crazy. And there's more. I changed it to mom instead of mother. Here's another one that says mother, boyfriend charged with beating toddler. Teen stabs mom's boyfriend during dispute in El Dorado. Okay, that's a different one from the one I saw earlier. Teen fatally stabbed his mom's boyfriend. Why case was dismissed. Absolutely breaks my heart. 3-year-old boy dies after being beaten by mom's, more than likely, boyfriend. But most of these cases seem to be that the mom and the boyfriend, have beat the kid or the kid is no longer with us. So yeah, these cases can be very scary for biological fathers because, you can't control what goes on in somebody else's household. And, if you are in a situation where mom has more time than you, then stepdad's going to have more time with that kid. And I wouldn't even say stepdad in a lot of these situations. A lot of times it's like new boyfriends. And that's scary.
A lot of these women get out of relationships and they realize how hard it is. They be walking out of these relationships thinking that they can do better and they can find better. And when they can't find better, they think that they have enough judgment to find a man that can take care of their person, right? They don't really honestly vet these men. I'm just looking for a man that the first one to sign up. Let me tell you something. When you think that you can take care of children by yourself and you can, it's one thing to be a single parent. It's another thing to act like how these modern women act. Oh, I don't need nobody. I can do it all alone. I'm the best. But then when reality strikes, you find out doing it is a little bit harder than you thought. And now you have to start to rely on people, and you do actually need people. And so when you start going out there trying to date, you say all of these performative things and really honestly and truly all of these good things like, well, I'm not going to let any man do this or come in my house and do this, and this. But the reality is you're not sleeping much at night. You're stressed. That baby, the bills, that's stressing you out at night. The job is stressing you out at night. I need a man to come and save me. And all a man really needs to do at that point in time is just sweet talk you. Come on in this house. And you're really honestly and truly selling yourself to him. Come on in this house. I have food stamps. I already have a place to stay. You don't have a place to stay? You can come stay with me. You don't have a car? You can come stay with me, and you can drive my car around. Just let me off at work. You can have my car all day. I need you to keep my baby. And causing I'm not saying this is for everybody, but in some situations, it's causing problems because modern women do not know how to vet men properly. Unfortunately. And this is what you get. Children left unprotected. Bro, you have to be careful out here.
A friend of mine sent me this video in which Jill Scott was on the Breakfast Club. And they asked her a question pertaining to submission to a man in a relationship. And she said something along the line of, if you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, then you can't tell me what to do. And I found that to be so profound, yet so simple. The point I'm making to you men is that, number one, desire and admiration makes submission easy for a woman. If the woman is truly interested in you and looks at you as the ish, then she has no problem following your lead. Like I tell y'all all the time, when a woman likes you, everything is easy. When she doesn't, everything is difficult. Second part I'll tell y'all is that desire and admiration can never be manufactured. You can't buy it. You can't manipulate it. It has to be within that woman for you, burning from the beginning. And last but not least, ladies, to men, respect is the highest form of love you can give him. So when a woman is genuinely interested in you and is attracted to you, she's going to go with the flow and she will submit to whatever it is you want to do within reason. And most relationships where the man is happy is because he's with someone who is genuinely invested and respects and loves him. A lot of men, we get all caught up with a beautiful face, butt, and breasts, and you put up with women that don't really see you like that. And you'll never be seen like that if she doesn't see you that way from the beginning. Second thing I'll tell y'all is genuine desire cannot be manufactured. It's just like kerosene. Kerosene will get the fire going, but oxygen is what keeps the fire burning. If that woman doesn't see you like oxygen and she sees you like kerosene, brother, you can get to step one, you can get things going, but you'll never keep a woman interested that doesn't see you genuinely as that dude. That's why I tell you, men, go where you are appreciated and celebrated by the woman. Don't just try to be with the finest woman who's going to make your life a living hell. And last but not least, I'll tell y'all ladies that to a man, respect is the highest form of love you can give him. You know that respect you give to Mr. Bernstein when you go to work? That respect you give to your pastor is the same respect you should be giving to the man you genuinely love. Because don't get me wrong, your boss may cut the check, but your man's job is the ultimate job of sacrifice. To protect, to provide, and make provisions for you. When somebody bangs on that door, he's going to be the one getting up to protect your life and your children's lives.
It's 3 a.m. and I'm being tagged in a video that says that women who decenter men are losers. And I'm going to tag the young lady who tagged me in the video. What do you mean women who love themselves and put themselves first are losers? I'm sorry that I don't need male validation to know I'm bad. And then the video goes on to say, well, if you can't keep a man, then that's on you. That's a you problem. Why the f would I want to keep a man? Why would anybody want to keep a man? It's honestly sad and pathetic, the amount of times that I get tagged in weird ass videos like that. And then what makes it even worse, the person who was making the video was a woman. Y'all gotta do better. Listen, if you don't love yourself, that's a you problem. But stop trying to come for me and my girls who do, okay? Just because you don't know your worth doesn't mean that you need to be sitting up there calling women who do know their worth losers. Stupid. The only real loser is the one kissing ass to be chosen. The pick-me's. Choose me. Love me. Girl, do men center women? That's the real question. Do men center women? Do men even care about women? And then the argument is always, well, it's not all men. It's enough men. And the men that it's not, they don't hold the men who it is accountable. So that makes them just as bad. Women like this put a bad taste in my mouth. Because these are the type of women who would cross a woman for a man. Y'all gotta watch out for women like this. Seriously. Honestly, women who defend men in any way, shape, or form should be embarrassed.
You're just simply loving the guys around you for being good people. And you're a pick-me, you don't love yourself, you don't care for other women. It's like, what the are you talking about?
A man will stay in a relationship with you for 3, 4, 5, 6+ years, live with you, get a dog with you, merge his whole life with you, and have no intention of marrying you. That's why I say you should be in a relationship for 2 to 3 years maximum. And if he has not asked you to marry him by then, or at least been planning it, you probably need to leave. This is assuming you started dating in your late 20s or later. If you were younger, it's different. A man does not need more than 2 to 3 years of being in a relationship to know if he wants to marry you. If he is still not sure by that point, there's a good chance he will never marry you, and he's probably going to end up wasting your time. I've seen this play out with many women close to me quite recently. They were with the man for 5, 6 years and no ring. If you are a woman looking for a real relationship and marriage, you need a man that is intentional with you from the beginning.
The hardest question I ever ask a husband in session is, if your wife were to tell me her top 3 challenges of this marriage, what would she say that would be? And do you know most husbands never know? They may come into session complaining about their needs not being met, not feeling connected to their wives, feeling like they're roommates. But when I ask them about the needs of the woman that they're supposed to be leading and the needs of his wife, he rarely ever knows. In fact, he's often blindsided by her frustrations because he assumed that her silence in the past or her agreeability or this false sense of peace was true peace, and it was not. What it was she began to give up hope on his capacity to truly hear and pick up what she was communicating, because she believes that she communicated well and maybe even logically enough, and he still would not deliver. This is my PSA to all husbands. You cannot ask for femininity. You cannot ask for your wife to behold you and provide this emotional connection, and you yourself not understand where your wife is coming from her emotional space. And when I say emotional space, what I'm meaning to say is that there are aspects of any person that are logical, and there are aspects of any person that are emotional. Can you make a distinction between your wife's emotions and what she's asking for logically? I'll give you an example. Logically, your wife might be saying that she wants to know what the plans are. What are your 5-year goals, right? She'll ask you this random question out of nowhere, this big question. What are your 5-year goals for us, right? And there's a logical element to that, right? There's time attached to it. She's asking something that's goal-oriented. But her emotional needs, what she's crying out to say is, I don't know where you're taking us. I don't know where we're going. And I don't know how we're getting there. Can you fill me in? If you're not able to pick up on where your wife is struggling in your marriage, then you can almost bet that you two will feel some tension and a disconnect in your marriage that you cannot figure out. So what's a husband to do? It's communication 101. Audience, purpose, and your outcomes. Who is your audience? Your wife. What is the purpose? To connect. And the outcome? Agreeability, so that you guys can walk together and function and experience happiness, joy, and a sense of peace. But in order to do that, you need to know how to communicate as a husband. If you want more insight on that, I want you to comment closer on any one of my posts so you can get a free guide.
Okay, so I think what you're saying is maybe not that men are bad or women are bad communicators, but many husbands don't know their wives' top frustrations. Just because a woman is silent or agreeable doesn't mean that she feels like everything is fine. Okay, women believe they have communicated their needs. Okay, all right, I'd have an argument to that or rebuttal, but okay. Men often hear the literal request but miss the emotional signal behind it. Right. This leads to emotional withdrawal and later blindside moments. Okay. So I missed what you were actually saying, and that kind of confused me. And so now when you just up and leave, then I'm confused about that. Right. So when we look at the research, we know that as men, you're more likely to interpret something literally and miss the indirect emotional cues. We know that, right? And women are more likely to use contextual and indirect language for emotional needs. So if you assume shared understanding once something has been hinted or implied, right? That's what they're doing. Okay. So when we look at relationship dissatisfaction, it often comes from misaligned communication styles, not neglect. So I'm assuming as a woman, you should understand where I'm coming from, because you should be so in tune with me. You should have observed everything with me that even if I say I'm fine, I'm not. If I ask a question, you should understand the hidden meaning, the true meaning behind that, right? So marriage research consistently shows husbands often underestimate their wives' dissatisfaction. Wives often believe they've said it clearly, and both sides feel unheard. Okay? And I understand where you're coming from. But if you're assuming something, which you should not be in a relationship, if you're assuming somebody's going to do something, and then when they don't do it, you're getting mad at them because they couldn't read your mind, that's a communication problem. I can ask you till I'm blue in the face. Is there anything that you need help on? Are you okay? Are you okay? I think I heard one woman say, if he would have come back on that third time and asked me if I was okay, I would have broken down and told him everything. Well, you can't do that. You need to be communicating effectively. All right. So let's move on. This is where her framing becomes one-sided. She is assuming that the wife communicated clearly. The husband failed to understand, and the burden of adjustment is primarily on the man. And this is what you hear when women say, well, you're the leader. You do this. I think we heard a little bit earlier where Jill Scott said something to the effect of, if you can't tell me what to do, then you can't tell me what to do. Well, you're the leader. You tell me how to do it. You're assuming that the man knows what he's doing. You're assuming that the man is all knowing. He's all powerful. He's not. You have to communicate clearly to him. What do you tell a child? Use your words. When a child is at a certain point, at a certain age, I'm teaching you so that when it comes time for you to be frustrated, or you to be sad, or you to be hurt, use your words so I can understand exactly and clearly what you need. After so long, I can kind of tell, right? But I kind of know after a while, but some things I still don't know, and I never know. But there is a checklist of things that I try to go through in order to get to the root of the problem. I can't go through that checklist every time. From 1 to 10, it could be any 10 of these problems. That's what these modern women want you to do. Go through that checklist 1 through 10 every single time, instead of saying it's 6, or this time I'm not 100% sure. It could be 6 or 10. Honestly, with the way this month is going, it could be 6, 10, or 7, or 1. Everything is just up in the air. At that point in time, a man can jump into action and do all of those things, but he can't do all of those things all of the time. Man, my wife was having a bad week. I hopped in there, man. I got her whatever she wanted. I just sent her to go get a massage. She came back. I said, okay, get your hair and nails done. I really just took time to spoil her. I took off work and we did some things. We did like a little staycation to where we, kind of went around town and did a few things. And she seems to be on the up and up now. But what modern women are wanting men to do is to think or observe to go through 1 through 10 and do 1 through 10. And that's not practical. Okay. It's just not. You can't do that every single time. So you're going to have to start communicating with him. I do agree that men, they miss it a lot of times, but let's just call an ace and a spade a spade. You're not as good at communication as you think you are as the woman. It's just not. And I can continue on with the breakdown, but I think you get the point, right? An example is that the 5-year plan, she says, what are your 5-year goals? And the emotional meaning behind that is, I don't know where we're going. I don't know what we're doing. I'm lost. And instead of saying, I'm lost, I'm kind of confused about what we're doing, you ask the wrong questions. You're communicating ineffectively. Instead of saying, so I want to talk about our 5-year goals. And he's saying, okay, what's up? Well, you were saying you wanted to have a house by 2025 and, in 2028. And now in 2025, we kind of it doesn't seem like we're going there. And I know we're making a lot of money, and I know we can probably qualify for the house, but I feel like with the way that we're living right now, we might get in that house and we might not be able to handle it, because I feel like we're not in position to carry the load of that house with all of the other stuff that and keep it and maintain it with all of the other stuff that we have going on. So I'm afraid. Bing, 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 bing. That's communicating both logically and tacking on the emotion. You want a man to be vulnerable and transparent, emotional vulnerability and emotional transparency. But you're not doing that.